All right, welcome to more from my Freethinker React series. Today we have Tom MacDonald, America. I knew I wanted to listen to this song for a long time, but I did want to record it. So if you like these, go ahead and subscribe, follow me everywhere at F2T Podcast, and comment what songs you want me to do next. And it doesn't have to just be Tom. Obviously, I got another one coming out from Tommy Vexed that was sent to me. I thought it was great, so I'll be dropping that soon. Let's get right into this.
Lately, USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America. They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and kneel for the flag and salt the soldiers that we're burying.
Okay, very much he's obviously trashing the left right now, because a very large percentage of them claim that America is so inherently bad. They just openly dislike the country, openly disrespect the flag, give zero F's about law enforcement or the troubles that they deal with. Yeah, that's all true. Every part of that.
Tired of the pissing and complaining. Why you living in America if all you do is hate it? You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is dying for the right so you can say it. Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing. It's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage. I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness. The internet.
Now, I did see part of an interview where he said that he shot this song and was about to release it just before January 6th, and then he canceled because there was a lot that he didn't know that was going on, and it just seemed like a really bad time to be like the super anti-lib, pro-America, pro-freedom, pro-whatever. He would be seen as like, you know, one of the right-wing crazy people. Which is funny because a lot of the right-wing crazy people were actually just unindicted co-conspirators. You know what that means. Okay. Anyway, a lot of this is absolutely on point. So I'm very excited. That's good. That's good.
And is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't like it.
Okay, dude. Yeah, I have a TikTok, 14,500 followers, which I know is like not very impressive, but I'm shadow banned so hard right now. And you can follow me at F2T Podcast, but if you do, you're still not going to see my stuff because I was posting and I was getting like 1,000 likes a day, 10,000 views a day on my posts for a little while there. And they throttled it so bad. Now, like yesterday's post got 20 views the whole day. I had like 5 posts like last week in one day, and like they got like a combined 200 views. Like they completely stopped letting my own followers see my stuff, and let alone new people. No new people. So, you know, they just got the chokehold on us through this censorship, the cancel culture, and it's a freaking nightmare. But that's why I'm here. That's why I built this studio. So you're going to have to deal with the soapbox on the occasion.
We will not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me.
Here's what I don't understand with the freedom of speech and the don't tread on me. Like all the people who believe that, we support your right to disagree with us. There's not a single person that I totally agree with. Not Donald Trump, not Alex Jones, not Tim Pool, not Dan Bongino. Like it doesn't matter who. There's nobody that I agree with totally. And I would never expect you to agree completely with me. That's just arrogant and narcissistic. But I protect and I totally believe in your right and freedom to say what you want, to believe what you want, to think what you want. So the don't tread on me stuff, like that's for everyone. Like it's selfish because it's individual rights, but it also applies to you. And then the left are like, no, we are right and you are wrong and everyone has to do it our way. And I'm just like, okay, the CIA, Operation Mockingbird, media narrative, the exact programming, word for word, you hear it come out of their mouth, word for word. And they're like, that's what's right. That's what we need to do. Everyone should do that, or you're racist.
In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America, does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget that people died to pay for this? Ungratefulness, United States gave everything to you just to help. I just want to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. I don't need your help to understand it was a tragedy. Can I just be thankful for my country eating happily without you trying to guilt me for the genocide and casualties? I can.
Yeah, the guilt trip never ending from the left on this crap is really annoying because it's always one-sided. The Native Americans were conquering and murdering and enslaving and genociding each other before we got here. And there were a lot of people in Africa who had and currently still have slaves. And there were a lot of Irish slaves. So it's like you have certain cherry-picked bits of what's going on or what happened, and you want everyone to feel bad for the parts that you say everyone needs to feel bad for.
Can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't black or white, it's conflict designed by the system. I don't need your pronouns, all I see is men and women. Kids are taking pills for fun while people can't afford prescriptions. If you don't like it, go. Hate it, then don't call it home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw your status quo, we're not animals. I won't kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America, you can hate the government and still love the country. The fundamental values of America are concrete. Republicans and liberals are dumb, to put it bluntly. They're labels that they use to create chaos and corruption.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I saw a scale, and it showed 100% government, so like total control, and then 0% government, and that's, anarchy. And so there was like a scale, and so they had like progressive liberals, and then like Democrats, and then Republicans, and then the center. And then towards anarchy was the founding fathers and our Constitution. Basically, it's a super limited government. We have the Constitution, which severely limits the power of government and makes it so they serve us, not us bowing to them. And then, to the right of that was anarchy. So it's really funny that people are like, oh, anyone who's to the right of the Democrats is like a Republican. And I'm like, no, like the conservatives are basically like right in the Tea Party to the right of center where the founding fathers were. Don't trust the government, don't really want the government. They're a necessary evil that we acknowledge and we accept for the things that they do help with, because I'm not going to go build the roads like to get out of my house. I don't have a tank to fight in the military. I don't do the policing. You can't do all things. So if there was total anarchy, then it would end up just being like a narco state with like mafias running everything, because people know we need safety in numbers, and then they would form like a mini government out of necessity, and then it would just be like way more chaotic. So you wouldn't end up with the utopia and everyone just like living and subsisting on their own. That wouldn't happen. Just like on the other end, you have like the progressive communist type people who are like, oh, we'd have this utopia if like the government was in control of everything. Then, we'd have equity and we'd all have all this money and we'd be able to like have our lives completely funded to do, philanthropic or philosophical or artistic, whatever things. And you're just like, both sides of that is a utopian fantasy. Can't happen. So you got to be somewhere in the middle. But it is funny that they try and group you both towards the like 100% government side, Republican and Democrat. And most people just aren't really in a group. You're just trying to figure out what evil is less than the other.
You can know the history and still be proud of where you're from. Every flag around the world is covered in a little blood. We started out United States, divided is what we've become. If home is where the heart is, you should show America some love. In America, you're free to remain free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas.
All right, so my best friend in high school, he graduated a year before me and he joined the Army. And I remember in my senior year getting a call from him at, I think it was like 2 a.m. And I was just like, hey dude, like what's going on? And he was in Iraq and he said, hey man, they're bombing the barracks and they're getting pretty close. So I just wanted to say hi. He just wanted to make sure that he could talk to me again. And that guy, I mean, he was the best man in my wedding. Like, he's a great dude, but I will never forget that. That was nuts. So, you know, I much appreciate the people who carve a chunk out of their life or give their whole life so that we can live here and bitch about stupid things. Okay? It's something else. So the disrespect to the flag, the kneeling, it's definitely gets under my skin. Definitely. Got my uncle and his son are Marines. My grandfather's in the Navy. I actually just got a form from my grandma. She brought my great grandfather was a sergeant in the Army of the Union. And so I got his like promotion paper. I just framed it. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm 100% down with supporting the troops, not supporting the warmongering banker wars that they're in, but the troops themselves, you know, you gotta show some respect, guys.
So America, you can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you pack your bags. America.
I definitely think that was a good one, but I do understand why at the time he delayed releasing it. Because if you're like anyone else, you don't know everything immediately. I mean, I'm like a pretty obsessive person from like the start of the COVID era. I just started digging into everything, like thousands of hours of video, audio, whatever research, pretty much making it like my full-time job around my full-time job to kind of get more in the know of what's going on. And it's been pretty damaging to my brain. So hopefully I can give you some of the wisdom without all of the trauma. But this kind of a song is needed. It's really needed because we need people to understand that the thought that it's cool to be like a communist revolutionary and hate America. It's a pretty damaging concept. And we're seeing it in the schools, we're seeing it in pop culture, we're seeing it in like, you know, the music and the, obviously not Tom's music, but we're seeing it in the mainstream where they want to convince everyone that they're racist, or that they're oppressed, or that essentially that they're broken and they need the government and, you know, that side to fix them. And, you know, that's what like religion was for. You're broken and you need the religion to fix you. And so, you know, that goes a whole bunch of different ways. But I got to say that like the Christian teachings from Jesus seem a lot better for your psyche and potential soul than the teachings of the woke, indoctrinated, psychopath, commie people that are trying to take over like school and institutions and the church. You know, I know some people in the church who have these like progressive pastor young people who just get in there and, I mean, why don't they just save everyone the trouble and say that they're worshiping the other guy? Because that, I mean, they're like, oh yeah, no, abortion's totally cool in the Catholic Church. We're down with it. And I'm just like, do you guys know anything? Like, you know how much I just don't trust any of you? This is why I never went, because I don't trust people. Like, I feel like I got a direct line to the big guy. Okay. I don't need other people messing with that. And that's just my personal belief. You may totally disagree, and that's cool. You can do that. But for me, I grew up and I went to like 5 different styles of churches, because I have like Mexican family, German family, friends that are in different denominations. And it's like everywhere I went, they were way different from each other, and they all thought that they were right. And I was just like, well, you can't all be right, but you could all be wrong. We have this pro-America movement coming, this kind of renaissance of patriotism, and it's going to be an emerging market. And I have a wise uncle who once told me, you're a young guy, always invest in emerging markets. So here I am. And these kind of videos are going to be mostly just to get to know you. I don't think I have any real chance at monetization if I'm doing like reaction type stuff. But it is cool to see kind of what's out there in the culture and participate a little bit in this essential culture war for like the heart and soul of America, so to speak. So if you like the video, give me a like, follow, subscribe, check me out everywhere at F2T Podcast, and I will see you on the next one.